Yo, Kasuri here. We are back with another banner review video. Today we're going to be talking about Windsong's Rerun banner. Wow, we finally get our Windsong banner and she is not on a double banner, which is really surprising. Or is it? Before I talk about my speculations on why they decided to rerun Windsong now and why her first rerun was not a double banner, I will first talk about if Windsong is still good and who should or should not pull for her. So let's talk about it. Windsong still does insane amounts of burst damage and still has one of the highest single turn damage potential out of the characters that we have. But you have to spend a lot of turns stacking up this huge hit. So yes, you do spend a lot of turns, but all your damage comes out in that one turn, which can be really helpful specifically in raids where you can stack all your buffs and incantations when the boss is weaker, allowing you to essentially ignore the boss's mechanics because they are too weak in the early HP bars. However, this has only been true up until recently, with the most recent raid directly countering the stacking from Windsong. As you can see, the boss here fills up your hand with their own incantations, essentially crowding up the space and causing the new Windsong incantations to be removed, as you can see at the very end over here. The reason why the new incantations keep disappearing is because in 2.4 they added a restriction on the amount of incantations you can hold, which is now a max of 20. So anything more than that will disappear, and that's why you can see that Windsong's incantations disappearing here. So not only does the raid actively counter Windsong, the update to the amount of incantations you can hold also hurts Windsong. Thankfully, Windsong has an alternative playstyle with a shorter rotation without stacking. This playstyle is best played with Flutter Page, allowing Windsong to ult more because the damage gets amplified by Flutter Page since the incantations Windsong throws out counts as follow-up attacks. The stacking playstyle of Windsong does not work very well in Reveries of the Rain because the enemies in this mode generally hit very hard and don't allow you to go many turns without needing to heal up or shield up. And when you are stacking with Windsong, you will not be getting any other incantations for your healers or shielders to use. That is why you mainly play the shorter rotation of Windsong in Reveries. There is also one more thing that is slowly affecting, if not already affected, Windsong's value, which is that she was once considered the strongest star DPS, but now that might not be the case with the star impromptu damage from Barcarola. The Star Impromptu team has gotten way better with the most recent addition in the CN version, Olive, and is still waiting for a proper sustain to round out the team. Windsong's stacking playstyle has always been very tedious and not a lot of players enjoy that, while Impromptu does a lot of damage with a fairly easier playstyle. I never officially did a pull value rating video for Windsong, but if I had to give her a rating now as of 2.4, she is a 3.5 out of 5, which is a rating I generally give many DPS characters who excel in what they do when put in the right scenarios, but have problems with specific content or they just do not provide that much besides damage. So who do I think should pull for Windsong? Of course you should always pull for your favorite characters, but in terms of meta, I think people should skip this banner because there are many amazing characters on the way, such as Fatutu, who has way more pull value than Windsong. I will have a video for Fatutu in a few days, so look out for that. If you are worried about needing more damage, there are also crazy DPS characters coming soon, such as Recoleta. Okay, here's another interesting scenario. Let's say maybe you are a new player or someone that does not have a single star DPS, like you don't have a Lilia or a 37, and you are considering Windsong or Barcarola for star damage. This is a very interesting topic because I feel like the Star Impromptu team in the future will surpass Windsong's damage. However, impromptu units like Barcarola, Voyager, and Olive are way too restrictive because they only work in impromptu team, whereas Windsong's best teammates are Kikania, Villa, Flutter Page. And all three of these units can be played in so many other teams, arguably any team, which makes your account overall more flexible versus if you went all in on impromptu. And lastly, before we move on to the last topic, just some polling advice. If you're already planning on pulling for Fatutu and you kind of want Windsong, just wait until the Fatutu banner, pull for Fatutu. Maybe you lose the 50-50. You could lose it to Windsong because Windsong is part of the pool of characters. You could lose the 50-50 too. And honestly, if you're not in a rush to get Windsong, maybe in the future you could lose the 50-50 to Windsong. So there's another reason too, because in the future, in the next patch, if you look at CN stuff, once you've logged in or played the game for 365 days, essentially a year, you are going to get the option of getting a random free 6-star character. It is random, so again, if you have played for that long and you wait till the next patch, you could get yourself a free Windsong that way as well. Alright, you made it to the last portion of the video where I'm going to be talking about the banner itself. We're going to be finishing off with some speculations and some theories on why they're rerunning Windsong now. And I think the main reason is because in 2.4 for CN, they did announce in the CN 2.5 live stream that everyone will be receiving a free Windsong skin. So obviously you would need Windsong to use the skin. Another reason is with the recent additions, such as the release of a star DPS Barcarola, adding on the changes to the max amount of incantations you can hold, and the newest raid boss countering Windsong. All of these factors have kind of hurt Windsong's value, and maybe they don't see her value as too high anymore amongst the players, so that's why they didn't bother putting her in a double banner. And that's why the current double banner that we have, units like Tuesday and Jay are highly sought after, especially because there is a lot of recent Willow havers and also a lot of people who have new Babel since the beginning of the game, and now they have a Euphoria new Babel, and she works so well with Jay. So Tuesday and Jay are really highly sought out units at the moment. But again, these are just my speculations and theories to this banner, and in my honest opinion, I think this banner timing for the players and for Windsong herself is kind of rough because 2.4 is a shorter patch, 4 weeks. We didn't really get too many help with clear drops, so not a lot of players have that many pulls. And then also with all the new changes like the raid boss, the change to the incantation, it kind of hurts Windsong, and the fact that they decided to finally rerun Windsong at probably her lowest point in the game, the weakest point in her game, it kind of sucks because a lot of people have been waiting since 1.7 when Windsong debuted, and now it's 2.4. They waited 6 or 7 patches to finally get their hands on Windsong. But now that they get their hands on Windsong, some of the conditions of the game, such as the raid and the incantation limit, is limiting Windsong to her maximum potential that people were kind of expecting of her. And again, the banners around us are kind of crazy. Barcarola is really good, Fatutu is really good, Liang is a limited character coming in 2.5 that has mixed opinions, but honestly, she's a limited character, so she holds some value. I'm pretty sure they're going to release a character that synergizes really well with Liang when we get to Liang, just like they did when we got to Barcarola. They released Olive and CN, so I really just cannot recommend Windsong at this time, especially with how the game is going. And for the people that really want Windsong, don't worry. If you get Windsong, you get Windsong. She's still going to perform. She's still going to do massive damage. It's not that Windsong sucks. It's just that there are a lot of crazy characters coming out, okay? Hope this video was helpful to you guys. Let me know what you think of Windsong and also about the banner timing in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.